Welcome to A Cup of Me, where you get your daily dose of some ish you probably gonna need. I'm your host, Rita, and if you didn't know, this is a radio show, and I will be posting the playlist below. Welcome back, guys. I'm glad you're here to join me. Please don't mind my voice. You know the weather has been freezing and hot if you're in New York. So, I'm gonna start today off with story time again. I want you guys to get more of an insight of my personality, so you can see how serious of a person I am. So I was coming out of the supermarket on Sunday, and I had my 4 items in my hand because I always leave my bag upstairs. And I'm walking to the car and I see this man staring at me. So I turned to look and I was like, oh shoot, it's my mom's doctor. So I'm not sure if he knows that it's me. So I look at him and I say, hey, Dr. So-and-so, are you staring at me because you think I'm hot or because you recognize me? And he just starts to chuckle. And then we had a conversation. And then later on that same day, I was praying to God because I was so thankful for the transformation that he's been doing on me and my life and everything. And I was so thankful for him saving me from everything that was hindering me. And I was like, thank you, God, for Jesus. Thank you for saving me. And then I was like, and me getting baptized is just a little razzle dazzle on top. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, they always say God has a sense of humor. God has to have a sense of humor because he made me. He made me, so I know that for a fact. That he has a sense of humor. And I say that to say this, if I know the world will be smacking us around, but if ever you feel like you used to be so funny or you were able to take things lightly and be free flowing and be able to laugh every day, and you realize that you're not laughing no more, just work on that to get back to that, because life is hard enough and everybody I feel sometimes is way too serious, but laughter is also a form of medicine. Laughter is definitely a form of medicine. So I really try every day to just take things with a grain of salt and just keep it moving, because that's all you're supposed to do. You gotta just keep going, and laughter makes everything way better, like Jesus. So speaking of Jesus, I usually would ponder on, okay, so why did it take me so long to get here? And then I realized so many times there was so many chances that he tried to call me over and I ignored it and I didn't come. But I feel God gives us so many chances to come to him, and we just have to catch it. It's not gonna be all the time, but I feel he'll constantly give us chances to come to him throughout our life, and then we just have to catch it. Because you know how they say, all right, I do believe, right? God has it all planned out for us to do the will that he has us to do on this earth. And I definitely believe there's many avenues for us to get to where he wants us to be, but depending on the avenue we take, that's how your life unfolds. So I'm finally here. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I did recently get baptized, so I have a whole nother birthday of a new me at my big 36-year-old age. And I am just very excited for the journey that he's going to take me on. I'm very excited to be here with you guys and to just let you and share with you what I've learned through my life. Okay, so God gives us numerous chances to come to him, and Sometimes we don't take them, we choose an alternative route, which is fine, but he'll always give us another chance. And in life, for the decisions that we make, there are so many alternative choices, right? So there may be one or a few more, but I do believe there's like a few alternatives for each thing. So like with food, they say when you want to have better eating habits, you have to choose an alternative. That's the same thing with the decisions that we make in life, or like the habits that we would like to change. There's always an alternative to receive the same result, right? Okay, so for instance, right, you want to feel high, you want to feel like your mind is clear and you can really understand what's going on within your life. I would say run, because runner's high is a real thing. If we're keeping it a buck, I like to work out and I like to run because it gives you that clear sense of mind where like you can really hear God talking to you. This is for me, and I feel like it'll work for you guys too. Like you can hear God talking to you, right? You can hear him speaking to you because your mind is so clear. When you do change your habits, you know, right? It's normal that we sometimes will go back to old ways of thinking, patterns, habits that we're trying to change, ways of eating, things like that. And I want to say this to say, don't let your bad habits resurface, make you believe that the person God sent for you is not that person. They say like, oh, you know, when you're with someone, if you're, you know, doing things that you don't want to do, or like you're having bad habits, they're not sent from God. And I want to say sometimes us going back to the way that we don't want to be and doing things that we stopped doing to be better as a person is us and not necessarily the person. So we have to be able to decipher, okay, am I relapsing, or is me being around this person in this environment, they're not from God, or are they from God, and I'm having a trauma response to whatever's going on in my life or whatever's going on in a situation with them, making me revert to old habits that I don't want to do. So I think deciphering and discernment is very important when it comes to things like that. And if you do realize like, okay, it's my old habits, then you can just fix that and still keep the person, you know, and move along. But if it is the person, and that's why you have to talk to God. And also, I like to say this, please don't settle. Do not settle. I don't know if y'all watch Harlem. My fellas, I don't know, but that show is so good. I love it, okay? All the seasons. So I recently just finished the 3rd season, and literally I was like, this really, I took from it was to don't settle. Do not settle. One of the characters, I'm trying to like not spoil. So one of the characters, she was having such a great time with this man. She was in love with him. He was giving her everything she wanted except for one thing. And that one thing was commitment. That one thing was commitment. And she was like, no, I want the whole kit and caboodle. Because at the end of the day, when you settle, eventually you are going to like pull back from the person and resent them, resent your whole decision, like want to go back. You're going to regret, I feel, when you settle, eventually you're going to regret the fact that you put yourself in this situation. You're going to regret putting in time with this person because you're never going to be really, really fulfilled. So please don't settle. And a lot of the characters in season 3, like I feel like everyone wasn't settling. No one was settling. Another character, she was getting married, and it was like she had to choose between, you know, her relationship or her career. And you shouldn't have to do that. You can have both. And she didn't settle. She didn't settle. And then another character, she had to put her foot down and let someone know, like, listen, you are telling me you want to be with me. It's going to either be like this and you're gonna be all in, or you just have to go. And I said this, please do not settle. You do not need to settle. Do not feel like, oh, I'm getting older and I have to just pick someone, or I'm never gonna find anyone. Because you will most likely end up being miserable and that situation will crumble. So please do not settle. Oh, yeah, do not settle, because this man said that there are men who will put gas in your car and you don't even know it. I said, ooh, what? I said, hold on, wait a second. Yes, and that is true. There are men that will do things for you like that you need because they're paying attention and they're just proactively meeting your needs. Like, that is the best relationship you can have with anyone, you know, like friendship, work, a partnership, romantic relationship, is when you two pay attention to each other to where you guys are anticipating each other's needs and fulfilling the need of that person without them even telling you they need it done or asking you to do it. And when he was like, there's a man that is gonna fill up your gas tank without you even knowing, like just have you straight without you even knowing, I said, ooh, where he at? I like that, because that's the way that I am. You don't have to ask me to do anything. I will like pay attention to you and I will do it. I'm like that at work. I'm like that with my friends. I'm like that with strangers. Like, you just observe what's going on around you. And I'm the type of person, if I'm very helpful, so if I can be helpful, I'm gonna jump in. But yes, men and women, please don't settle. Especially to the men. I feel like men do settle a lot like women tend to do, but we don't really know that because it's not really talked about. But I feel there's a lot of men in situations where they're settling because they don't want to start over, and they're just like, you know what, I'm in it and I'm gonna stick with it. And I feel like men, more so than women, can be in a situation that they're just like, I'm just gonna make the best of it, and they can just kind of like ignore whatever else they don't like. And then there are women that will cater to you and anticipate your needs without you having to ask. So please, you guys, do not settle. Do not settle. And don't think for 1 second that there isn't a person that's going to be able to match you or give you more than you can give them or yourself. And then that will help you to be able to learn how to give to them so that you both can give to each other. And I want to say this, when it comes to giving to each other, especially with friendships, make sure you have people around you that when you're with them and you leave, you feel like you are on cloud 9. Like, and someone had to tell me this weekend that the enemy wants us to be by ourselves. When you're sad, do not sit by yourself and sulk. That is a bad habit I have. Don't worry about, I don't want to be around them, I feel bad. You need to go around the people that love you. Make sure it's the people that love you and not your frenemies, because your frenemies want you to come to them sulking so they can just suck more out of you. Go around the people that love you. I promise you. You feel sad, tell them, like if you're ready to go out with your friends and you're like feeling down or having a mental breakdown or whatever, call them up and say, hey, we were supposed to go out today, I'm not feeling it. Can you please come upstairs and get me? Just come upstairs and get me. And that's how you're gonna really know who your real friends are too. Tell your loved ones to come and get you. Make sure you still keep your plans. Make sure you still go out, and do not sit in the house by yourself. Do not. Do not. Ari Lennox said it. She said, we need people. And we do. We really need people, because I'm the type of person, if I'm not feeling well, I don't want to be around anyone. But I was like, no, we need each other. I need you guys. Some of y'all gonna need me too, because y'all gonna get some issues you thought you didn't need. But I say that to say, don't settle. Pray for discernment. Pay attention to if you are spiraling, whether it's you or it's the environment you're in or the person that you're around, because that is a big thing. Don't confuse your own struggles and your own bad habits and project it onto your new relationship, saying this person isn't good because, you know, there's like an inconvenience going on, or I'm having a trauma response and it's them. No, sometimes we have to look within and know that it's us. And because God is gonna, you know, bring up all those bad habits so that you can fix them. Because you're not gonna be perfect and they're not gonna be perfect. So I say that because don't just shut it down so easily. Don't shut it down so easily. And yes, I do say I don't believe in wrong person, wrong time. No, because if it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. So I don't believe in wrong person, wrong time. But I will say, okay, maybe not right now, but later. So just always continue to work on yourselves, guys. Pay attention, pray for discernment. And if you didn't try Jesus, and keep people out your business. Keep people out your business, because people are very invasive, and don't be taking everything from everybody, because that's another thing. There's a whole light and dark, and best believe the people that are on the dark don't necessarily know they're on the dark, but people are very invasive and want to know what you have going on. Keep your business to yourself, okay? And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Can you see it, my brother? Can you see the new? Can you see it, my sister? Can you see the new?